Part 2 of the things I learned the hard way so you don't have to. People that try to humble you are just triggered because they resent you for having the confidence they wish they had. People start talking badly about you when you start to outshine them. Let them watch. That's all they'll ever get to do. People that act like they don't see you are actually watching twice as hard. People that have the most to say have the least to show. Learn to see rejection for what it actually is. You are not being rejected, you are being protected. People who talk badly about others usually hate their own lives. Do not waste your time explaining yourself to people who have already made up their minds about you. Making you the villain just suits some people's story. The ones who are meant to stay in your life will find a way. Holding on to people that add no value to your life will only drain you and keep you small. Do not keep explaining your worth. Your absence will say it louder. Men do not joke. They test boundaries and they decide if they are joking based upon your reaction. Calling you toxic is easier than admitting that he didn't treat you right. Your ex was not hotter than you, he was just taller than you. There is a difference. The only reason people would want to humble you is because you make them feel inferior. They don't know how to level up, so they want to bring you down. If you want commitment, but you're dating somebody who says they don't know what they want yet, they're not ready for commitment, or they want to go with the flow, that man is not for you, that man is confused, or you are not his dream girl. He likes you, but he just doesn't like you enough. Stop wasting your time. Stop fighting to be a part of someone else's confusion. If you know what you want, but they don't, stop trying to convince them to be with you. You should not have to convince anyone to want to be with you. It doesn't make you loyal. It doesn't make you wifey material. It's embarrassing, and you need to work on your self-esteem and your self-worth.
Be careful who you vent to. The same ears will twist your pain into gossip. Nobody's gonna hate you more than someone that's faking something that you naturally embody. A friend who turns on you had their knife ready the entire time. They're uncomfortable with your boundaries because they benefited when you had none. They'll smile in your face, then sit front row when people tear you down. Being real is rare. You'll never find it on a surgeon's menu. They'll match your energy until you outshine them, then suddenly you've changed. People who gossip with you will gossip about you. A fake friend will watch you drown and say they didn't want to interfere. If you feel drained after being around them, that's not a friend, that's a parasite. If they ghosted you, thank them for leaving without leaving a mess. You edited your whole self and still feel insecure when I walk in. They're not checking in on you, they just want intel. You didn't do anything to them, you just existed louder than what they're comfortable with. Sometimes the person draining your energy is the one you call bestie. Jealousy always shows up dressed as advice. They're not supporting you, they're spying on you. Outgrow them quietly. Let your elevation be your goodbye. Matching energy will have you mirroring demons. They say you've changed when you outgrow their insecurities. You're not an overly nice person, you just lack boundaries. They say you're acting different when you finally stop being a doormat. It's funny how they only support you in private but expect loyalty in public. They'll downplay your success just to feel better about their lack of it. You didn't change, you just outgrew the version of you that they could control. Don't ever clear up any rumors, let them choke on the smoke. Envy is the tax losers pay to greatness. Some people want to be close to you just to study your moves, not celebrate them. People don't want advice, they just want you to validate them. If they need to form a group against you, you've already won. Pay attention to who claps when you fall and who vanishes when you rise. You're not dramatic, you're just the only person that can see what's really going on. They act unbothered, but study you like a final exam. People hate mirrors that don't flatter them. They liked you better when you were broken because now you're harder to control. They'll support you just enough to say that they did, but never enough for you to pass them. You're the goal they never reached but always talk about. If they act confused when you win, they were never rooting for you. That friend that disappeared when things got hard was never a friend, just a spectator. People only attack what they secretly envy. Let them gossip, their mouth is the only thing that's working. Copy you? I wouldn't even screenshot your life.
Things I learned the hard way so you don't have to. The bare minimum should disgust you. Disgust you. If it doesn't, you need to work on your self-esteem and your self-worth. Someone who claims to be sensitive but is only sensitive to their feelings and not the feelings of others is actually just a narcissist. A friend to all is a friend to none. And a friend who becomes an enemy over one small misunderstanding was an enemy all along. You will never be confused with a man who is serious about you. A man will go above and beyond for his dream girl. If he's not treating you like a princess, it's because he doesn't see you as one. And most likely, you are just a placeholder. Being misunderstood is the cost of being above average. You will never experience hate from somebody who is doing better than you or looks better than you. They weren't being nice, they were just studying you. Having drama over the age of 25 is embarrassing. Go find some peace and get some money. Poor boundaries is just an invitation for people to steal your peace. And they will. A man who does nothing for you deserves nothing from you. If you want to be happy, stop entertaining chaos. Protect your peace. And it's easy to say, but protecting your peace also looks like being comfortable with being disliked and putting what you want and your needs first. Being alone does not mean lonely, but loneliness has treated me better than any man ever has. A man with no self-esteem will diminish yours. A man with no inner peace will destroy yours. A man with no loyalty will question yours. A man that avoids his own emotions will avoid yours. People don't actually want advice, they just want you to validate them. People who try to humble you are uncomfortable with your power. Harsh truths about dating you need to know. People will show you who they are early on. Believe them. If someone disrespects your boundaries, is inconsistent, or sends mixed signals, that is the message. Stop making excuses for red flags. Being a good person isn't enough. Kindness, loyalty, and emotional depth matter, but they won't override a lack of chemistry, poor communication, and misaligned values. Physical attraction and looks are not everything, but it definitely matters. You do not need to be conventionally beautiful, but you do need to take care of your appearance and hygiene if you want to compete in today's dating market. Desperation is easy to sense. If you are feeling the pressure of your quote, timeline, be careful not to project urgency onto every new connection. It's okay to be intentional, but rushing freaks people out, and it may cloud your own judgment when picking the right partner. Now, especially for my girlies in the late 20s or in your 30s, the pressure to just pick someone can creep in. Do not confuse loneliness or societal pressures with genuine compatibility. Rushing the decision or settling for peace now may cost you your happiness later. Also, for my girlies in their 30s and upwards, you are in prime position if you stay smart, because with age comes better self-awareness, clearer values, and hopefully financial independence. Use it. Don't chase. Attract by being grounded and selective. You are responsible for your standards. So if you constantly date people who are emotionally unavailable, they won't commit, or they drain you, it's not just bad luck. You need to own your patterns and raise your standards accordingly. Clarity is now a non-negotiable. If you want commitment, marriage, or children, you don't have time to see where it goes with somebody who is ambiguous. Do not waste your prime years with indecisive partners hoping that they'll change. You cannot change someone. Dating someone's potential is a gamble you will usually lose. If they are not already who you need them to be, do not count on your love to transform them. Dating is partly a numbers game. You'll get rejected, you'll reject others. Most people you meet, it won't work out, and that's normal. Don't take it personally. Not everyone has the same intentions. Some people are looking for fun, some want commitment, and some don't even know what they want. Ask, clarify, and align with those who have clearly communicated that they have the same intentions as you. If they wanted to, they would. Harsh but true. Consistent effort shows real interest. If you're always guessing, chasing, or justifying their behavior, they're probably just not that into you. And we should definitely all know this by now, but intimacy does not guarantee commitment. Sleeping with you doesn't mean they'll fall for you or want a relationship. Sometimes that's all they wanted. People date multiple people at once. Especially early on, most people are not exclusive. Do not assume monogamy unless it is clearly discussed. The one who cares less often has more power. In imbalanced dynamics, the less emotionally invested person often controls the pace and depth of the relationship. And most importantly, do not forget that no one can complete you. Hoping that a relationship will fix your loneliness, insecurity, or unhappiness will almost always lead to disappointment. Do your inner work first. And in fact, I encourage people to enjoy being single and make sure you are fulfilled and happy before you start dating or getting into a relationship.
Loneliness is the price you pay when you start to improve yourself. Sometimes the things that break your heart end up fixing your vision. Being real will cost you fake people. Pay it proudly. If you don't want their life, don't take their advice. Self-respect is the hardest to earn and the easiest to lose. They hate you because you remind them of what they're lacking. No matter how hard it gets, remember, it's better to be envied than pitied. Don't go broke trying to impress broke people. If you want to be disliked, do better than your friends. If you want to be hated, leave no excuses for them. People don't like mirrors that don't flatter them. If someone's trying to bring you down, that means they're already below you. Real friends want you to win. When you start winning, you'll realize how rare real friends really are. Ironically, the fewer people you try to impress, the more impressive you become. The moment you choose a woman over your goals is the moment you lose them both. If you want to impress poor people, outspend them. If you want to impress rich people, outwork them. Remember, failure is a bruise, not a tattoo, okay? It's not permanent. Some people can't support you publicly because they talk about you in private. Your 9 to 5 is not killing your dreams. It's wasting your 5 to 9 is. If you want better friends, get used to seeing them less because better friends are busy friends. Your biggest threat is not your competition. It's the mediocre version of you that you've accepted as good enough. Don't expect to be accepted if you want to be exceptional. To be exceptional, by definition, you are the exception. I've never had a more fit person talk down on how I work out. I've never had someone richer than me bash me on how I do things. Hate comes from people who don't know you, below you. Rich people buy time, poor people buy stuff, ambitious people buy skills, and lazy people buy distractions. Be a good person, but don't waste your time proving it. Sometimes pain is the lens that brings your purpose into focus. Sometimes you have to let your parents' dream for your life die so yours can live. A focused fool can accomplish a lot more than a distracted genius. Sometimes the thing you prayed for will become the things you complain about if you let it. Losers congregate, winners isolate. If everybody's supposed to win, they would have made podiums bigger. You only need 3 things to win in life: the balls to start, the brains to learn, and the heart to never quit. Good news, you already got all 3. So go win.
If someone treats you like shit more than once, that's not a mistake, that's a message. He's not loyal, he's just scared to be alone. They are not confused, they just don't want you. You're not an overly nice person, you just lack boundaries and call it love. People like you better when you hate yourself. Most people don't actually want advice, they just want you to validate them. If it makes them jealous, keep doing it. People will want you to do good, just never better than them. People who try to humble you are just uncomfortable with your power. And with themselves. People don't try to sabotage you because you're wrong or losing. They do it because you're right and winning. People don't like mirrors, especially ones that talk back. You're not dramatic, you're just the only one that can see what's really happening. People mock and make fun of what they secretly want. Haters aren't enemies, they're obsessed fans with no self-awareness. People will love you until other people love you too. Their opinion doesn't pay you, feed you, or raise your standards, so let it rot. They weren't being nice, they were just studying you. They don't really hate you, you just make them feel inferior. People with no identity will always hate on the people that built theirs. You don't need to clap back, just let them look crazy and be super embarrassed. You're not being excluded, you're being protected. Their hate is just grief over your growth. They'll turn on you once they realize they can't use you. If your confidence offends people, good. The people who say you think you're better than everyone already believe it. People don't gossip about nobodies. You're not an unlikable person, you're just hard to manipulate. They're not mad at you, they're just mad it's not them. You are the blueprint they'll never admit they copied. They'll call it ego because they couldn't match the same energy.
I can read people very quickly. After a 13-year marriage that ended in divorce and analyzing the behavior of over 10,000 people for my career, I can tell you how to spot the wrong man before he wastes your time. Here are 5 surprising dating truths that I wish I knew at 20, even at 30, that I now know at 41 years old. So the first one is how he handles small inconveniences will predict big conflicts. So a study by the University of California found that micro reactions to just everyday frustrations like slow service or traffic, they actually correlate with overall emotional regulation in long-term relationships. So if he's rude to the waiter girl, that's a preview of how he's going to treat you when he's under stress. The second one is pay attention to how he speaks about other women. Research in the Journal of Interpersonal Relationships has shown that if men have derogatory remarks to say about their exes or even their female colleagues, it will often predict misogynistic attitudes. So today's gossip can actually be tomorrow's disrespect towards you. Number 3, believe it or not, his sleeping habits affect his relationship habits, because there was another study done by Berkeley that links chronic sleep deprivation in men to higher irritability. They have lower empathy and they're less willing to compromise. All silent killers of any successful relationship. So if he's always running on empty, watch how that impacts how he treats you. The next one is watch how he responds to your wins. Research on capitalization has shown in relationships that the happiest couples actively celebrate each other's success. So if he downplays your wins or changes the subject, you're dealing with hidden competitiveness, not a partnership on that one. And the last one is his friendships, his closest friends are a mirror to your future. The fact of the matter is that studies show that people tend to adopt the habits and the values and the relationship styles of their closest friends. So if his inner circle treats women poorly or they avoid commitment, expect him not to drift too far away from that. These are dating truths that nobody's going to tell you. Save this for later and send it to a friend that needs to hear it. Follow me for more dating insights.
Being the good girl keeps you broke, burned out, and bitter. Being the good girl is what they praise because it benefits them, not you. Being quiet, agreeable, and pleasing everyone, it's a trap dressed as validation. Be real. Be bold. The minute you stop people pleasing is the minute you start living. And no, you won't lose the people who really matter. You'll lose the one who benefited from your silence.
Let me hit you with some hard truths that most women don't realize until it's too late. Nice women, taken for granted. Shy women, overlooked. Weak women, manipulated. Soft women, dismissed. Patient women, taken advantage of. But bold women, respected. Independent women, resented. Ambitious women, criticized. Emotional women, mocked. And assertive women, labeled. So no matter what you do, the world's going to have something to say. The question is, are you going to shrink or are you going to show up as your most unapologetic self? If this hits you, follow for more. Like and share. Let some other women know. We got some shit to do.
The truth is, and I might get some hate for saying this, but life becomes more enjoyable, more rewarding when you're your most authentic and magnetic self. The truth is, and I might get some hate for saying this, but I'd rather adjust my life to their absence than adjust my boundaries to their disrespect.
Every year for my birthday, I like to write myself a little letter in my journal, reflecting back on this year in itself. 3 great takeaways is 1, do not owe anyone time. Your time is valuable. You don't need to give everyone the time of day. Something I wrote in this letter, which is invest in myself, it's to be very disciplined, to have a goal, to have a mindset, but importantly, everyone fails in life. It's not the failure that counts or even the success, it's the ability to get back up and to go on. 3rd, I put down compassion, and I think sometimes compassion and empathy really runs out, whether it's towards yourself or towards other people, and that's something that as I'm growing older, I realize is very important. To tackle life with compassion and empathy, whether it be for yourself or for others, there's going to be so many moments that break you down, but about the failure, it's getting back up again. I was 27. These are some of the greatest takeaways that I've had. Now that 28 is coming up, I don't know what to expect, but looking back, it was a good year for learning and a good year to reflect back on.
Here are some harsh realities of life that you should know by now. Let's start with the most important one that everyone is guilty of. People are not thinking of you or talking about you as much as you think they are. You're not the main character in somebody else's story because everyone is just too busy thinking about themselves. Hard work alone will not get you somewhere in life. You need your smart work. You need your smart discipline. You need good timing and consistency. You need to think outside the box. Yes, there is a box. This box is shaped by your experiences, your past, your surroundings, your mindset. If you don't think you're in a box, look at the results you've been getting so far in life. Do you like the results? No? To change those results, you need to start thinking outside your box. So start thinking differently. Lastly, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea and you are going to be judged no matter what you do. So you might as well do what is going to make you really happy. Let me know if you want me to do a part 2 of this.
Things I learnt the hard way so you don't have to. Being comfortable on your own and enjoying your own company makes you dangerously powerful. Most people settle because they fear their own company and they cannot be by themselves. Jealousy disguised as jokes is not humour. It's insecurity announcing itself very, very loudly. Your gut feeling is not paranoia. It's accumulated wisdom. It's your body telling you that something is off. Ignore that feeling and life will humble you every single time. Not everybody wants to see you win. Learn the difference between support and surveillance. Healing requires accountability. You cannot blame your trauma forever. Eventually, you are responsible for fixing your own mess. If they're offended by your growth, that is because your potential offends their stagnation. If you constantly have to sit and remind somebody of your worth, you are worthless to them. Keep it moving. Boundaries are not something that you keep screaming in someone's face. Boundaries are what you know in here, and when you're willing to walk away from something. Boundaries is something that you have within yourself. You don't need to keep screaming it to people, because unless you're willing to get up and go, pointless. Most apologies are not remorse, just pure damage control. And please learn to say no without an explanation. You do not owe an explanation to somebody because you don't want to go for a drink, you don't want to go here. Just say no. Eventually people will stop asking you for reasons and they will just take your word for it.
Men are physical creatures. I'm not telling you that your looks, your fitness, and your beauty is going to necessarily keep a man, but I'm telling you that it's going to give you a better chance at becoming a wife and staying a wife. And these are just things that you should know. If you have an issue with it, this is probably not the page for you. These are probably not the men for you. Because when I tell you, I've literally had clients who have told me that their man wants to divorce them because they're getting bigger. When I tell you I have clients, and these men are wealthy. When I tell you I have clients that know of men that have broken up with their girlfriends, spouses, because they did not like how they let themselves go. I hate to break it to you ladies, but this is the tough love that we need to hear. These are things that you're gonna have to do to maintain and keep these types of men. It's just, it is what it is.
You will never have a Pilates princess body. No amount of Pilates is going to get you there. If there is one TikTok that you need to watch as a girl, let it be this one. Think of a Pilates princess body. It is longer or just thinner limbs, very narrow hips, a very low body fat percentage. Let me tell you, that is literally genetic. It's the ectomorph body type. Now, I'm not saying Pilates is not going to make you look great, but it's going to make you look great in your own way. The only way that you will temporarily achieve that body type, and you still won't look like that because you might have wider hips or no thigh gap, is by starving yourself. And even when you do that and you starve yourself and you get extremely skinny, you're not going to look healthy like a Pilates princess. Because when you get extremely skinny, and I've been there where I have strived for that body and it's just not my body type, everyone told me I look ill because my face was so hollow. Those Pilates princess girls still have a very nice round youthful face. That is how you know that is naturally their body type. So firstly, stop comparing yourself. Secondly, stop starving yourself. Trust me, coming from someone who has body dysmorphia and has had it their whole life, like how can you not with social media these days? Like female bodies are literal fashion trends. Starving myself and dieting has now only left me with hormonal imbalances that are going to take me years to fix. The best advice I could give you is start following girls who have a similar body type to you. If someone said to me, you have 1 month to become unrecognizable, it's a life or death situation, these are the 4 pillars I would focus on. That would have got me from this to this in 1 month and not 1 year. And trust me on this, I'm training to be a holistic nutritionist, so I'm giving you the real tea on how you can have the biggest glow up in July. Because it's never too late for a summer glow up. Firstly, you're going to focus on your liver health. Our liver is our detox organ, and even though it detoxes itself, because we're in contact with so many toxins, we need to support our liver on a daily. Because sometimes when you feel like you've gained extra weight and you're not feeling good about yourself, it's actually a lot of puffiness and inflammation that you can get rid of with some simple routines. Things you can do to support your liver are starting your morning with some hot lemon and ginger water to support your bile flow. This is like our natural detox juice. Having some bitter foods in your diet to help you detox. Dry body brushing before you shower. Doing castor oil packs on your liver. Really cutting down on the alcohol, but it's summer, so we're going to be drinking, so take some activated charcoal which binds to toxins and helps your liver detox. Also, not forgetting the power of herbs. Dandelion and milk thistle are the best for your liver. Number 2, if you follow me, this is literally what I talk about all the time: become a soft girl. I cannot stress enough how much regulating my nervous system has changed the way I look. Cortisol, especially in females, is literally a glow up disaster. 3, support your lymphatic system. If you know, you know, my favorite wellness hack in the world. Go have a look at my pinned video on TikTok and just look at the comments. I do it every single day. You will be snatched. Exercise and sauna also supports the lymphatic system. See, I'm sure you know what I'm gonna say, look after your gut. Eating an anti-inflammatory diet is literally life-changing. Everything starts in the gut. Biggest focus on your anti-inflammatory diet is actually not protein, it's your fiber. Now, I would be here all day if I spoke about all the routines and everything that I do to make me feel like the glowiest, best version of me. So if you go in my link tree, there's a cheat sheet that you can download. It's so detailed to help you along on your glow up journey.
I recently heard somebody say this, and it's too good not to share. People who feel good about themselves make other people feel good about themselves. And the opposite of that is 1,000% true. Let that sink in.
When a man's head hits his pillow, he's not thinking about you. He's not thinking about you. No, he's not thinking about you. When he's with another woman, he's not thinking about you. When he's doing the things that he wants to do, he's not thinking about you. No. You know how your brain as a woman goes to that area where it's like, oh, you feel some guilt? Yeah, that's because you're a woman and you're emotionally more evolved than a man is. You are more in tune with your emotions. Your moral compass is just ultimately higher. These men do not have morals. They do not have a guilty conscience, okay? But one thing they do all have is the audacity. Okay, they all have the audacity. I'm telling you this because you need to get it drilled into your head. These men do not give an F about you. They never have, and they never will. Okay? Giving in the hopes that one day he's going to return all of that back to you. He's never going to return it to you. All the things that you gave in that relationship, you're never going to get back. You will never get your energy matched. He will never give you unconditional love. He will never save you. He will never understand you. Oh, you thought this was Disney Channel. You thought that the guy understood you. You thought that the guy's gonna fill your sentences and understand you and really be able to sympathize with you. No, he doesn't even understand himself. Men don't even understand half the things that they do. They're not aware. Their self-awareness is low. Their emotional intelligence is low, okay? Their ability to think critically, low. Most men are just driven by their desires and their urges, okay? That's why they say stuff to you in the moment when they want something. Yeah, they're not trying to get back with you, okay? They didn't miss you. They didn't just have an epiphany and thought, oh, she's the love of my life. No, he's just there to get some, okay? And when he's being overly affectionate and coming on really strong, driven by his urges and his desire. No such thing as love. Love was sold to you to make you drop down to your knees. It's a scam. It was designed for you to think that you are closer to that man than you actually are, but you will never, ever be close to that man. That's why it's a scam, because you will never, ever feel that closeness with a man. Invest in your life, ladies. You want pure fulfillment? You want pure happiness? You want true fulfillment and happiness in your life? Invest in yourself and master the law of detachment. As a woman, you have to be so unbothered, so unfazed. I don't care. Oh, he hasn't replied back to me? Oh, why do you know that? I don't. I don't know. If I go on my WhatsApp right now, I don't know who's messaged me. I don't know. My phone's on do not disturb half the time. I'm busy, I'm booked, I'm busy, I've got things to do. I'm taking calls. I don't have time. I don't have time If I'm dating a guy, I don't even know whether he's texted me or I don't care. I don't care. When I talk to him, I talk to him. If I talk to him, great. If I don't talk to him, bye. No, I don't care. Nothing special about these men, ladies. Nothing special about them. They're literally like buses. When one bus goes, another comes straight after. That's it. And you just hop on that bus. That's it. Nothing special about these men. Nothing special. Nothing intriguing about these men. I have never sat down and had like a mentally stimulating conversation with a man. I am yet to find that. I am yet to find a man who can just mentally stimulate me. They lack emotional intelligence. They lack self-awareness. They are driven by their sexual urges and desires. Most men don't even know how to control it. If men had self-control and discipline, we wouldn't have a $1 billion adult industry. It wouldn't exist if men could control themselves. If they had abstinence. If they had willpower. They don't. That's why they cheat on you and then come home and cry and say, but I love you. Because they don't have a moral compass. They don't have that moment of realization as a woman that you have when you go, oh, I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, that's your emotions talking. That's your guilty conscience talking. That's because you are a good person. You are more evolved than them. You understand the consequences of your actions. Men don't. They do things and then afterwards realize, they're like children. They do something and then realize afterwards that they've been naughty. So tell me, why would you sit here racking your brain over somebody like that? Kind of displays that kind of emotional intelligence. I've got things to do. I'm bored. I've got things to do. I'm bored. I'm so bored. We have an amazing support system of incredible women who I can speak to, who I can share ideas with, who I can vent to. I don't need to go to a man and offload to him. No, he doesn't even understand what I'm talking about. He never will understand me. He never will care to understand me. He doesn't have the emotional capacity to understand me. That's the problem. So why would I waste my time with that? These men do not care about you. Okay? They never will care about you. You're going to look back on your life and you're going to think, oh, I wasted all my good years hoping and praying a man would just love me. And now look at you, just wasted all those good years waiting for a man to finally validate you and just love you. He doesn't even love himself. He doesn't even understand himself. He doesn't understand himself. He doesn't love himself.
She swears they're just friends, but somehow there's always a crew of guys around her. Listen up. Some women collect male friends. Not because they're lonely or they have genuine connections with these guys, but because it feeds their ego. She knows these guys are waiting for a shot, and she loves that. Free attention, free favors, free validation, and she'll flip it on you the second you question it. You're jealous, you're insecure, why don't you trust me? Look at the pattern. Are these guys around her when she's single? Yes. Do they magically disappear the second she starts taking someone seriously? Also yes. They're not harmless. They're waiting for you to get out of their way. And she knows exactly what she's doing by keeping them around. If she constantly needs other men around and she calls you jealous anytime you point it out, she's not loyal and she's keeping other options warm. Disclaimer, there are some situations where it's not like this, but if you feel inside that it's not right, it's probably not.
Young ladies, listen up. I have 5 hard truths I want to share with you because I wish I had known them when I was your age. They are a life game changer if you actually listen to them. Hard truth number 1, you don't have forever. I know that sounds like fear-mongering, but it's actually just biology. After 35, dating gets harder, your fertility rate drops off. It just is what it is. So chase your career, yes, but chase your family goals just as hard. Hard truth number 2, your orgasm is not a bonus in life. It is a blueprint. What do I mean by that? Well, when you know your own body, you stop mistaking chemistry for compatibility. Listen to that one again. Hard truth number 3. Most people think that you level up your career in your 40s, and that's not true. The moves you make in your 20s and your 30s literally tease up your future. Now is the time to Set goals, hustle, take that shot. And when things aren't working out, be prepared and cool with shifting gears. Sometimes that's just the universe's way of redirecting you to the path that you're supposed to be on. Hard truth number 4, track your period, your bank account, and your sleep religiously, because these 3 metrics tell you everything you need to know about your body, your future, and your burnout risks. And if you ignore them, that's at your own expense, ladies. Hard truth number 5, self-care is not sheet masks and bubble baths, it's boundaries. Saying no is not rude. What it does is it shows people that you know your worth, and it reveals the people that don't respect it. Now go have a great life.
We are getting ready for brunch for my sister's graduation. Let's talk about brutally honest advice for women, part 10. You're gonna wanna hear this. Number 1 is if your boyfriend is asking for a threesome, he's essentially asking for permission to cheat on you. Threesomes while in relationships that men will ask for is literally just them like wanting to be able to cheat and not get in trouble. Number 2 is it's statistically proven that it takes on average several attempts for a woman to leave her abuser. So learn to have patience with your friend who is going through an abusive relationship and keeps going back. It's harder than it may look to leave, so just be patient with her and stick by her. Number 3, this is something that my parents have always told me, and it's if you don't have like a workout regimen and like diet routine and you're not invested in your health before the age of 25, it's gonna make aging really difficult because you're gonna be like trying to get into your routine later in life rather than having it established in your early years. Number 4 is the more that you tolerate a man's disrespect, the more he's just gonna see that as you accepting his behavior, and he's just gonna continue to do it, if not do worse things. Number 5, a lot of people are not gonna like this one, but number 5 is if you act like a hoe, he's just gonna treat you like a hoe. People will treat you accordingly to how you treat yourself. Number 6 is if you're in a situation where someone's home wrecking your relationship and you get mad at the woman and lash out at her and attack her, but then stay with the man, you are enabling the problem, and that is embarrassing. If you're gonna lash out at her, you gotta lash out at him equally. You can't lash out at her and then forgive him. That's just never sat right with me. And this is one that I've learned in the last year, which is that not everyone's asking you questions about your personal life and how you're doing and what you're up to because they care. They're asking because they just wanna know. They're just information collectors, okay? So not everyone needs to know what you're up to. Sometimes it's okay to give a vague answer. Less is more. Number 8, I say this one because I've seen it time after time. If you have long acrylic nails, okay, please clean underneath them at least once a day, okay? It should not be normal for your acrylic nails underneath to have like gunk under them. And I am not saying that to be a hater. I used to have long acrylic nails in college, okay? And you have to maintain them, like they can literally like hold bacteria if you're not cleaning them properly. Number 9 is your taste in men is your responsibility, okay? If you keep dating, openly shitty men time after time that just treat you like shit to your face, that is your responsibility. You are accountable for that. Every girl has at least one shitty boyfriend, but if it's like you keep dating, like, you've had like 4 or 5 boyfriends and they've all just been shitty. I mean, a lot of men are shitty, but like, come on guys, clock in. And number 10, sometimes it's better to do nothing. A crash out is not worth losing your peace over. Like, that is something that I have learned a lot in the last like 2 to 3 years. It's just like crashing out is just not worth it. And it's coming from me. I'm a former crash out, you guys, and I'm telling you right here, right now, it's just really not worth it. Your time or your energy.
Because if you show a man you'll stay through anything, he'll start to believe he can put you through everything. Because when there are no boundaries, when you make excuses for the disrespect, when you stay after the letdowns, the broken promises, he learns something. You're not leaving. He doesn't need to regulate. He doesn't need to show up. You've already proven he doesn't have to. And I get it. You thought loving him through his chaos would make him love you more. You thought your loyalty would teach him how to treat you, but it doesn't. It teaches him you'll tolerate anything just to be chosen. And once he learns that, he'll keep testing just to see how far you're willing to stay.
There are a few auras that literally make people addicted to your presence, and I'm going to name you a few of them. Number one is mystery. Never give people too much access to you. If they want to know more, they're going to have to lean in closer. Number two is selective attention. The way you choose who gets your energy makes your presence valuable. Number three is confidence. Confidence is solitude. That is having the ability to walk into a room alone and still have people drawn to you. Number four is boundaries. There's nothing more attractive than a person who won't negotiate their self-respect. Number five is unpredictability. People lean toward what they cannot fully figure out. Surprises like that keep you very magnetic. Lastly, presence. The way that you speak, the way that you engage with people, your eye contact. People crave those who make them feel seen. Those are the things that truly make you irresistible.